Okay, so let's start. So in the last class, we discussed about the cloud configuration regarding the things. We have seen some of the things like what is meant by cloud and what are the different types of clouds that we are having and what are the different types of service models that we are having, like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS concepts. And then we have seen public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. These are the concepts that we have seen in the last class. So today we have to discuss about in cloud, we are having a concept called as VPC, so virtual private cloud, and this VPC is completely comes under the concept called as networking. So that is what cloud networking concepts are also. It's completely under the network and content delivery. That is what the VPC will comes under. So here you need to have a basic understanding about the network and everything that is related to AWS. So if you want to connect to any server, so any server that is deployed in the AWS, which means that I have created an Linux machine and I want to connect to that Linux machine. Just what I want to do. So I need to get the IP address of that particular server, and there is a particular software called as Putty. So with the help of Putty, so I'm going to connect to that particular server. So then here you need to understand, so what are the basic things that we have to do. So first of all, what we are going to do, so here you need to understand that now the client is located in a remote location. So for example, I am the client, so who is situated, or else who is located in the XYZ region, and he has deployed his server in some North Virginia region, or else somewhere like Mumbai region, or else somewhere like London region. I deployed that particular server. Now the client is in remote location, but the server is in another location. How can I connect to that server? So if I want to access that server, or else if I want to download some configuration from the server, or else if I want to upload some web pages, or else if I want to upload some data into the server, or if I want to manage the server, if I want to install some packages into the server. So the server is not with the client. The server is not with the client, but it is in some remote location. So the client is going to connect to the server. The client is going to connect to the server with internet. So if at all the client is having the internet, then he can connect to the server. Here, internet, this is also one of the concepts that you have to understand. This internet also comes under the networking only. Now when he is connecting to the particular server, then he need to have the IP address of that server. The best example I can say is that, so if at all, if you are having a friend who is located in US, and you are in somewhere like India. Now, if you want to connect it to your friend, or else if you want to communicate with your friend, then definitely you need to have his number. Without his number, you cannot communicate, or else without his number, you cannot call him. In the same manner, suppose if you think this is you and this server is your friend, and these two are in some different locations, if you want to make the communication, or else if you want to or else if you want to take the access of another server, then definitely you need to, as you need to have your friend's number, in the same manner this client machine should have the IP address of the server. So this IP address is like the mobile number. So whatever the number that you are consisting, the so IP address is also like that. So here, what is meant by network? First one is what is meant by network. So network means connecting two or more devices with the help of any transmission media is called as a network. So connecting two or more devices with the help of a transmission media. Now, you know that there will be multiple computers in a particular location, and if one computer wants to communicate with another computer, then all the computers should have a interconnection. Without any interconnection, either they need to connect through a LAN cable, or else any cable, wired media, or else wireless media. And so what is the meaning of that? So what I'm saying, Network means connecting two or more devices with the help of a transmission media. For example, here I am having a computer. There is a lab in my institute. Suppose if you think there is a lab in the institute, now there is a computer, and this is the second computer that you are having, and you are having like this. You are having multiple computers. Now, what I am saying, connecting two or more devices with the help of a transmission media. Transmission media is nothing but how you are going to, it is nothing but a cable, or else it is nothing but a wireless media. For example, if you want to call to your friend, so you need to have the mobile. So okay, you are having the mobile and your friend is also having the mobile, but without signals. So these signals are nothing but the transmission media. Without that signals, you cannot call to your friend. If there are no signals, your call will not be reachable to your friend. So here that is called as a transmission media. In the same manner, now there is a computer, and there are several computers in a particular lab, and if all the computers needs to communicate, if one computer needs to communicate with the another computer, then definitely they need to have a connectivity, and this connectivity can be happened through wired media or else through wireless media. So here wired media is nothing but the cables. Like if in good olden days we are having telephones, all the telephones are interconnected with the help of a cable, then that is called as a wired media. And nowadays we are having the cell phones or else mobiles, and all the mobiles are interconnected with the wireless media, which means that without signals or else radio frequency signals, we cannot make the communication from one mobile to the another mobile. If the signal is lost, then we cannot call them. So in the same manner, these computers within a lab or else within any network, all the computers are interconnected with the help of a cable, or I can have a Wi-Fi router inside my I can have a Wi-Fi router inside my institute, and this Wi-Fi router will get the internet connectivity, so that it is going to generate a radio frequency signals. So these radio frequency signals will be giving internet to the another devices. So like your laptops or else mobile phones. So how you are going to get the internet? Through the Wi-Fi only. So this is what wireless transmission media. So this is called as a network. So connecting two or more devices with the help of a transmission media is called as a network. Now here you need to understand some terms regarding the network. The first one is host. The second one is node. So do we require all these things? Yes, these are all the basic things that you have to have an idea, so that it will be very easy whenever we are discussing about the IP address and CIDRs. So why we require the CIDRs? CIDRs are very, very, very important whenever we are going for the VPC configuration. So you need to have a basic understanding. So regarding that, I am saying all these things. So here you need to understand host and node. What is meant by host? Any devices that are having IP address is called as host. So whatever the device that is having an IP address is called as a host. What is IP address? We will discuss about the IP address within a while. But as of now, any devices that are having an IP address is called as a host. Now, what is meant by node? Any device that may or may not have an IP address. May or may not have an IP address is called as node. So the devices can have the IP address. Some device might not have an. Simply, just if I have to say, all the devices in the network can be called as a node. For example, computers and switches, networking switches, routers, whatnot, whatever the device that we connect in a network is called as a node. But every device that is connected in the network is not called as a host. Why? Because some devices may have the IP address and some devices may not have an IP address. So here, whatever the devices that you are having the IP address. So if you want to make the communication between the devices, then definitely you need to have the IP address. Something like your computers, your routers, all these devices will have the IP address. Then those are called as host. So some devices may not have the IP address. The best example is networking switches, physical switches. So here, what is meant by a network switch? How the network switch will be looking like? If you want to see that, let me go back here. Sorry. Yeah. So the switch that you are using, networking switches are not equivalent to your electrical switches. So those are different and these are different. Let me show you. This is how your electrical switches will be looking like. So this is how this is a 24 port. I think it's a 40 port switch, 40 or also yeah. It's somewhere like so for somewhere like it's like a 6 and 12 was a 48 port switch. So it's a 48 port switch where you can connect all your computers. So this is how your switch will be looking like. On this switch doesn't require the IP address. Some switches, there are multiple switches are there, manageable switches and unmanageable switches, which you need to understand. So we'll discuss about that within a while, but you need to understand the concept here. So any device that is having an IP address is called as a host, and the devices that are they have the IP address, may not have an IP address, then that is called as a node. The next one is, here we now comes the thing, IP address. Before IP addresses, you need to have a basic understanding about OSI reference model. So what is meant by OSI reference model? This is not regarding your part, so I'm not going to discuss more about this OSI reference model anyways. So we have to discuss about IP address. What is meant by IP address? So IP address is a logical address which is required. It's a 32-bit logical address which is required to make the communication between the devices. So again, I'm repeating, it's a 32-bit logical address to make the communication between the devices. So it's a 32-bit logical address that make the communication between the devices. That is what I am saying. Now, this IP address will have two categories. Whenever if you see the IP address, what I am saying, it's a 32-bit logical address. So here you need to consider one thing. Bit means that will be the IP address will be in the form of binary. So, and you need to convert that binary into a decimal number system. I think you have a brief understanding about how to convert the binary into decimal number system. If you don't have any knowledge, then we will consider, then we will go further about that. So, which means that here you need to have a basic understanding about binary number system and decimal number systems. We are not kids to learn about all these things. Yes, I can understand that, but still, if you want to have a brief understanding about what you are going to learn regarding your IP address, then definitely you need to have the understanding about binary and decimal number system. If you don't have the understanding, then that is very difficult to make you understand about IP address conversions of IP addresses. It might be tricky. So I just want to give a basic introduction about the binary and decimal number system. So here we are having a number system called as binary. What is meant by binary? The name itself indicates that by. What is meant by by? By means 2. By means 2. And decimal. Deci means decade, or else deci means 10. Which means that in binary number system, we will be having only two numbers, that is 0 and 1. And in decimal number system, we will be having 10 numbers, that is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So up to 9. And after 9, you don't have any number. So why we will be having 10, 11, 12, 13? So those are the combination of first 10 numbers. So if you see 10, so the 10 is a combination of 1 and 0, and 11 is a combination of 1, 1, and 12 is a combination of 1, 2. So like that, if you take any number in decimal number system, that will be in the combination of 0 to 9. So the basic numbers that will be in the decimal number system are 0 to 9. Now what I am saying, IP address is a 32-bit logical address. So it's a 32 bits. So in bits, in computer terminology, bits means ones and zeros. So which means that so the IP address will be in the form of it will be in the form of ones and zeros. So what I'm saying, 32-bit logical address. For example, either it might be in 1 or 0. So if at all it is all, if the 32 bits are in ones, so then how can we write that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you see here, we are having 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. So 4 8s, 32 bits. So this is how your IP address will be looking like. And IP address and these 32 bits are divided into 4 different octets, 8 bits. Why we have to divide only 8 bits? Why can't we go for the 16 bits? Now if you go for the 8 bits equal to 1 byte, you know about that. So if you go for the conventions, 8 bits equal to 1 byte. In the same manner, here we are going to divide each and every IP address in the form of 8 bits. So in the 1 byte format. Now each and every portion, this will be divided with the help of a symbol called as dot. So this is how you are going to divide the IP address. Now each and everything will be divided with the help of a dot notation. This is called as dot notation, and don't call it as a point. This is called as a dot notation. And now now if you calculate this, if you convert this number system, or else if you convert this 8 numbers from binary to decimal number system, if you convert the binary to decimal number system, the decimal number format of 8 ones is 255, 255, 255, and 255. So which means that you will get the last number in the IP address as 255.255.255.255. Let me clearly explain you this. For example, what I am saying, there will be 2 numbers in the binary number system, which means that if an IP address has to generate, what I am saying, each and every portion of your IP address will be having either 0 or 1. If at all, if each portion is having all zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So either it is having all zeros, if at all, if it is starting from all zeros. So yeah, this is how your first IP address will be looking like, all zeros, which means that 0.0.0.0. So the IP address, first IP might be 0.0.0.0, and the last IP address will be 255.255.255.255. Sir, what is this? Actually, let me do one thing. So I am going to give you a number. So this is what the decimal number, 128, and I want to convert this decimal number into binary number system. So how can I convert this decimal number into binary number system? So if you go here, I'm going to take, what is the number that I have given? I have given the number as 128. Now I want you to convert this into the binary number system, and whoever are very intelligent, they will do that as fast as they can. How IP address will be generated for a device, and is it same for the entire life of the device? It won't be changed. Ramesh, we will discuss about that in a moment. Don't worry. First of all, concentrate on this conversion, and I will let you know about this. Don't worry. So just go for the conversion here. So I am having 128 is the device. Oh, sorry, 128 is the number. I want to convert that into the binary number system, and you know about this. And so many people here are from engineering background, or else they might be undergone through STLD. If anybody are from electrical and electronics department, EEE department, they are having a concept called as STLD. And who are from CSE and IT departments, engineering guys, they are having a concept called as DLD. So they know about how to convert a binary to a decimal number system to the binary number system. Anyways, if anybody don't know about that, don't worry, we will discuss about that in a while. So this number, this is 128, it is in the decimal number system format, and I want to convert this decimal number system format exactly. So here you have to divide this 128 with 2. Why I have to divide this 128 with 2? Why can't with any another number? Because you are converting, this is in the this is the decimal number, and 2 means nothing but your binary. You are having only 2 numbers, and so you have to divide any decimal number. If you want to convert any decimal number to the binary number, definitely you need to divide that with 2. So when you divide that 128 and divided by 2, you are going to get like 64. You are going to get like a number called as 64. And the remainder, whatever the remainder that you are going to get, keep the remainder over here. And again, divide 64 with 2. Again, divide 64 with 2. Now, what you are going to get when you divide 64 with 2, then again, you are going to get a number system as 32, and the remainder will be 0. And again, divide with 2. 32 with 2, then you are going to get the number as 16, and the remainder will be 0 again. Again, divide the 16 with the 2, then you are going to get the value as 2 divided by 16, then you are going to get the value as 8, and the remainder again it will be 0. And divide 8 with again 2, then you are going to get like the value as 2 divided by, or else 8 divided by 2, then the value will be 4, and the again remainder will be 0. And here again divide this 4 with 2. Again divide this 4 with 2, then you are going to get the value as 4 divided by 2, 2 to the 4. So here 2 is your dividend, or in the remainder will be again 0. And again divide this 2 with 2. So when you divide this, then you are going to get like 2 divided by 2, then you are going to get like the value as 2 ones are 2. So 1 will be the thing, and then you are going to get the remainder as 0. So if I want to convert this 128 into the binary number system, then you need to take the all reminders like this. If you take all the reminders like this, then you are going to get the value as 1 0 1 0 and then 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the value that you are going to get, 1 5 zeros, then that is the value of your 128. Sir, how can you say that? Simply, it's very simple, guys. So divide whatever the number that you got, divide that with the 128, then you are going to get the value. Sir, every time we have to divide that? That is not necessary, but if you go for the division, then that will be easier for you. There is another method also to convert a decimal number system into the binary format, that I will let you know about that. But here we got a value called as 150, whether it is equivalent to your decimal number system. So what is the binary number that I got? I got the binary number as 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now let us convert that. So this is the binary number. If you want to convert this binary number into the decimal number system format, if I want to convert the binary number into decimal number system format, then whatever you got the number, here I got the number like this, multiply that number with the 2 powers. Multiply that number with the 2 powers. So why we need to do that? So have you ever gone through this number? What you call this number as? Let me do one thing. 7658. So how can you say this number? Can anybody say this? 7658. How you are going to say this number in the decimal number format? Yes. Can anybody say this? How you are going to say that number? 7658 is the different numbers that I have given, but when I combine all these numbers, then you are going to say like, how you are going to say this? Guys?
7,658.
Exactly, 7,658. So how you are going to say this? Because this is in units position, you will say that this is in units position, this is in tens position, this is in hundreds position, and this will be in the thousands position. Mute yourself. So this will be in the thousand position. So now here, if you see, all these numbers are multiplied with the 10 powers. So units position, 10 to the power of 0. What is the value of 10 to the power of 0? Anything power 0 will be 1, and the next value will be tens position, 10 to the power of 1. Then that is in the tens position. 50 will be in the tens position, and this 600, this is in the 100th position. How you can say that? 10 to the power of 2, which means 100, and here you are having 7, which means that is in thousands position, which means nothing but 10 to the power of 3. So here 10 power 0, 10 power 1, 10 square, and 10 cube, which means that units position, 100, tens position, hundreds position, and 1000 position. It is in the reverse that I have written. So make sure that like what I have to write actually. So what I can do is, here I will go here. So that can be written as 7 into 10 cube, and 6 plus 6 into 10 square plus 5 into 10 to the power of 1 plus 5 into 10 to the power of 1 and plus 8 into 10 to the power of 0. When you combine this, 8 into 10 to the power of 0, when you combine this, as I already said you, 7 into 10 cube is nothing but 1000. 10 cube is called as 1000. 7 into 1000, which means that 7000 plus 6 into 100, 600. 7000 plus 600 plus 50 plus 8. Overall, you are going to get the value of 7658. So this is how you are going to get the value in the decimal number system format. Now, in the same manner, here I got a value. Here I got a value in the binary number system. Now, to which powers, through which powers I have to calculate this number if I want to convert this number into the decimal format. So here, as I have converted, or else as I have calculated these numbers with 10 to the powers, in the same manner, here you need to multiply this number with 2 powers. So if I multiply this number with 2 powers, how it is going to get? So 0 into 2 to the power of 0 plus,
it is 7 zeros, not 5 zeros.
Sorry, it's my mistake. I will recalculate it anyways. So 2 to the power of 1. So that is how you are going to calculate. Just calculate that. So overall, how you are going to calculate 1 or else 0 into 2 to the power of 0 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 1. So overall, how you are going to calculate like this, 2 to the power of 1 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 2 and plus 2 to the power of 2 in the sense nothing but 4. And again, here it will be 2 cube, then that is 8 plus this is how 0 into 2 to the power of 4, that is nothing but 16 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 5, that is nothing but 32, and plus 0 into 2 to the power of 6, that is nothing but 64, plus here you will get like this, 1 into 2 to the power of 7, that is equal to 128. So here 1 into 2 power 7 is 128, plus remaining 0 into anything will be 0. So finally the output will be 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So this is how you are going to get the 128 number value. So this is that feasible for me to understand? This is how I can understand? How can I convert the binary or else binary number system into decimal number system, or else any decimal into the binary? There is another method that I need to show you. So let me show you like that. So there is a concept called as 8421 methodology. Just I want to implement that and show you how it is going to happen. So 8421 here, 8421 in the sense 8 means 2 cube, 4 means 2 square, 2 means 2 power 1, and 1 means 2 to the power of 0. Now if I am having any number, so for example in IP address, as I already said you that an IP address will be divided into 8 bits at a time. So then that is called as an octet. Each and every 8 bit is called as an octet, as I have already shown you that it's a 32-bit address, and each and every that 32 bits are divided into 4 different 8 bits numbers, and that 4 bits are called as 4 bytes are called as 1 octet. So if I have to show you like this, I will show you 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is called as an octet. So 8 bits, whatever the 8 bits that are present in the portion, then that is called as an octet. And each and every octet is, or else each and every IP address is divided into 4 octets. Now in each and every octet, you are having 8 bits, which means that, now let me show you, 2 to the power of 7, 2 to the power of 6, and 2 to the power of 5, and 2 power 4, and 2 power 3, or else 2 cube, and 2 square, and 2 power 1, and 2 power 0. Now if you convert this values, 2 power 0, anything power 0 value is 1, and 2 power 1 2, 2 square 4, 2 cube 8, and 2 power 4 16, and 2 power 5 32, and 2 power 6 64, and 2 power 7 128. Now if you combine this, now if I want to get 1 in decimal number format, if I want to get 1, then everything will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0. Sorry, here it will be 1. Now if you see here, if I want to get a 1 number in decimal number system, then if you convert that into the binary format, this is how you are going to get 0 0 0 0, all zeros, and except 1 will be the 1. And if you want to get 2, here if you want to get the 2, then how you are going to do? 128 into 0, it will be 0, and 64 into 0, it will be 0, 32 into 0 0, 16 into 0 0, 8 into 0 0, and 4 into 0 0. And here you are having 2, so here it will be 1, and 1's place it will be 0. Now here the value you are going to get as 2. Now can you tell me how you are, what is the value of 3? Can you tell me what is the value of 3? How can we define the value of 3? Let me do one thing. Yeah. So, yeah. Can you tell me how a value of 3 I can get?
2 plus 1.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 plus 1, that is nothing but here all the values will be 0, and these 2 places you are going to get as 1 1. So if you want to get 4, then 4 and tell, so how you are going to get the 4? So here all the values will be 0, except 2 square will be 4. Here it will be 1, and remaining 2 places it will be 0 0. And this is how you are going to get the value. Now tell me, now just I'm going to provide you a number. The number is somewhere like 134. 134 is the number. How you are going to get the 134 value? So how you are going to get 134 value depending upon this scale? So what is the value that you are going to get as 134?
1 4 zeros 1 1 0.
Exactly. 1 means 101 into 128, then that will be 128 plus 64 into 0 0 plus 32 into 0 0 and 16 into 0 0 and 128 plus 8, then that will be 136, which I don't want. And 128 plus 4, then that will be 132 plus, this is the value of 134, 1 4 zeros, 110. This is how you are going to get the value of your 134. Guys, is there any confusion for you? Or is that clear? If you want to have any questions, you can ask me right now. Is that clear? Any doubts? How you are going to get the binary number system with the decimal number system? Is there any doubt, guys? Or else further we will go further. Okay, fine then. Now this is what we are going to write. Now what I am saying here, we are having 8 binary numbers, and these 8 binary numbers can be converted as a decimal number. Now what I am saying, now the numbers will be starting either from, so only we are having 2 numbers, 0 and the last number will be 1 in the binary number format. If at all, if the octet is consisting of all zeros, then the starting number will be 0. And if the octet is consisting of all ones, if the octet is consisting of all ones, then that is called as 255, which means that the IP address last number will be 255, which means that the range of IP address will be varying from 0 to 255. So don't we get the 256 number? No, you are not going to get the 256 number. Why? Because if at all, if you want to get 256 number, then that is going to be 9 bits per an octet. But the octet will not have 9 bits. It is going to have only 8 bits. The name itself indicates that octet, oct means it is nothing but 8. Octopus or else 8-legged animal, we will say that octopus, which means that 8. So in the same manner, if you want to have this, then 8 bits will be there. And if you want to have 256, then 9th bit will be coming into the picture, which is not equivalent. So the IP address ranges from 0 to 120, sorry, 0 to 255. So this is how your IP address will be ranging. Now the IP addresses are actually divided into classes. We have to understand this. For example, where this network come from, you need to understand what is meant by network. You know about that 2 or more devices that are interconnected with the help of a transmission media is called as a network. But where, what happened, why we need to have this network, where this first network was developed? Actually, the world's first network was developed in the as an ARPANET. In the American military base, they have developed a particular network to make the communication at the wartime. If they want to send a message from Washington, DC to somewhere like Texas or else any other location, they have to send it through the mails or else through the post, which is going to take so much amount of time. Mails in the sense here, it is not the email, I am telling about the post. So they has to send from Washington, DC to somewhere like Texas. It is going to take somewhere like 2 to 4 days, which is very late at the point of wartime. So they have developed a particular concept or else particular network called as ARPANET. ARPANET. So yeah. So Advanced Research Project Agency Network was first public packet switch computer network. This is the first network that has been developed by your US military to make the communication between the multiple regions. And slowly this network has been established or else prolonged to the entire world. Then that is called as an internet. Internet is nothing but the communication of multiple devices between the multiple regions around the world is called as a internet. Now, after developing this network, the thing is, how can we make the communication? To make the communication, definitely we need to have an IP address. What is this IP address? So for to understand the IP address, they have made a small organization called as IANA. So this IANA is responsible for your IP addresses and all the things. So IANA means Internet Assigned Number Authority, which is going to assign the IP addresses to the various countries. Now, for example, if we are in India region, so the IANA has divided the entire world into multiple regions. Now, if I have to show you, this is how the IANA has divided the world into the regions. That is American region, Latin region, African region, Republic, nothing but Russian region, and this is Asia Pacific region. Now it has divided these into the multiple regions, and they have provided the IP addresses for each and every region. Now, if you see that, what I am saying, the IP address will be ranging from 0 to 255. Now, if you see this, 0 is for IANA, and from 1 is APNIC. APNIC is nothing but our Asia Pacific region, where the countries like China, India, Indonesia, Australia, all will comes under Asia Pacific region, and then Republic of this is Russia region 002. Like that, it is going to have all the IP addresses. It has distributed all the IP addresses between the multiple regions, and up to 255. You can see this. Now, if you see, you can see here up to 223, this is APNIC, and 224 to 255, these are for the future users. We will discuss about that in a while. But if you see here, now, so the IP addresses are divided between the multiple regions. Now here again you need to understand why they have divided it. So it's an in-depth concept of understanding the network. So IP address is not a one-day topic that we can complicate like in a blink of our eye. We cannot complete the topic. Here you need to understand step by step how an IP address has designed and how to make the communication. What are the different types of IP addresses that we are having, and what are the different classes of IP address. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about classes of IP address. Very important topic, guys. Don't miss. If you miss this class and you are unable to understand the IP addresses divisions and what are the different types of networks, and then you need to understand public IP and private IP and the CIDRs. So these are the very important topics which we have to understand. And if you don't understand these topics, then you cannot understand what is meant by a network portion, what is meant by host portion, and how the IP addresses are divided, and what is meant by a subnet mask. And some mate in our class has asked one question. If I have to answer your question, what is the question that you have asked? How IP addresses will be generated for a device, and is it same for the entire life of the device? It won't be changed. That is a question. So whatever the IP addresses that are generated, there are two types of IPs. One is static IP and the other one is dynamic IP. Static IPs can be assigned to the device permanently, and it is not going to change until the user changes. But there is an IP address called as dynamic IP, which will be generated with the help of DHCP server, which can be renewing itself for a specific amount of time. So the IP address maybe we can make it as a permanent address, or else it might be changing for a while. So that is what the answer for your question, mate. Hope you understand. Ramesh, hope you got that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
Dynamic IP generated by what? I missed it.
It's a server, DHCP server, dynamic host configuration protocol. That is what a DHCP means, and through that server we can generate the automatic IPs. Okay, so dynamic IPs can be generated, and it won't be changed. Actually, there are two types of address which I need to specify. For any communication devices, we are having two types of addresses. One is IP address. And the other one is MAC address. So, for example, if I have to give an example for you, for the time being, let us suppose whenever I have born, I don't have any name, but when they gave me a name called as Chaitanya, okay, that's well and good. Happy to have my name as Chaitanya. Now, what happened? My parents joined me in a school. When my parents joined me in a school, my name is Chaitanya itself, but my roll number is somewhere like 1 or else 2. And I got promoted to my 10th class. There also my name is Chaitanya, but in 10th class, the very hectic task is I have to write the public exams, where my roll number will be not 1. This time it will be a prolonged 10-digit number, which means that the name is same, but the number is about to change. And when I go for the intermediate college, again, I have thrown into some MPC or else some college, where for a stream of MPC, there again my name is Chaitanya itself, but my roll number has been changed from 2 to somewhere like 10. But unfortunately, I have to write my public exam again. Then afterwards, in intermediate also, I will get a very big roll number. And then with a good percentage, I have passed out my intermediate. So I got a seat in an engineering college where I have to study a hectic task of 4 years, which is nothing but my all technical accepts, which is very, very difficult for me. But still, I have completed my BTech. So in BTech also, my name will be Chaitanya. And when you go for my roll number, the roll number has been changed from intermediate, it is like 10. Now when I go for the BTech, then it is going for 5 again, and it is going for 5. My roll number has 5. And again, if I have to write my exam, then there is a very prolonged number of 10 digits, which is different. And I joined in a company. In a company, I have successfully passed my BTech, and I have joined in a company where my name is again Chaitanya itself, but my employee ID has been changed. Now, if you see from the perspective of from starting of joining in a school to joining in a in an organization, everywhere my name is Chaitanya itself. Even if I die on my even if I die, then if I go for my grave, there also my name will be Chaitanya itself. So from born to die, I am having the same name as Chaitanya. But if you see the other way, the roll number is getting changed with the network, which means that in first class I am having one roll number, in 10th class I am having the another roll number, in intermediate I am having the another roll number, BTech I am having the another roll number. If I go for a company, I am having a different employee ID. It is changing depending upon the place where I am going, which means that in the computers, or else for the computers, or also for computers, or else any servers also, there is a constant number. That number is called as a MAC address. The physical address of your computer or else your device is called as, your networking device is called as a MAC address, which cannot be changed anywhere, anytime. So that is called as a MAC address. For every network device, you will have a concept called as MAC address. So it's a physical address. As like my name, for networking devices also, we are having an address called as MAC address. In the same manner, IP address. IP address means logical address, which is going to be changed, which is going to differ from one network to the another network. As I already have given you an example from first class to for an organization, every time, everywhere, my number has been keep on changing because of my networking conditions. So in the same manner, your IP addresses will be changing from one organization to the another organization, or else from one network to the another network. Then that is called as an IP address. So which is a logical address. So hope you understand this. So we will discuss about in-depth of networking concepts in the next class. I think the best example which I can give is, let us do one thing. I will give some of the examples, try to resolve these binary to decimal conversions. Hope you understand. So the conversion which I am giving as 968 is one of the decimal number, and the another decimal number is 456 and 768. This is the third decimal number that I am giving. Please try to resolve this decimal number system into binary format, and tell me the binary format IP address in the next class, that is on Monday. So if you can resolve this, then it is well and good. If you are unable to resolve this, no worries, we will resolve in the Monday class. And again, we will go with the IP address configuration, how IP addresses are generated, how can we configure the IP address, what is meant by subnet mask, classes, and then different types of IPs, CIDRs. So guys, this networking concept will take another 3 days to complete. To get a clear picture understanding about your IP addresses, it is going to take another 3 days. So don't worry about all those things. I will look after all those things. So the only concept which is very hectic for you is the conversion part and the networking part, which you have to be concentrating very well. So regarding this is what I want to say. If you have any doubts, now you can ping me. The floor is all yours. Next 5 minutes is all yours. You can ask me any questions. Yes, I'm waiting for your messages, guys. If you don't understand about the concept, don't worry about the IP addresses. We will be discussing about the IP addresses, binary conversions. So my request for you is to make sure to understand the binary to octal and binary to decimal conversions. Please try to go through the concepts once. If any Telugu guys are there, I have given a very good platform for you in my YouTube channel, where I have given that binary to decimal conversions and all the ways. So IP address in the dynamic is dynamic, and MAC addresses are the static IP. No, it's not an IP address, Ramesh. MAC addresses are not IP addresses. Those are the permanent addresses which are given to your computer by the manufacturer itself. So it's a manufacturer address, and the IP addresses will be changing from network to network. It is not an IP. MAC address is not an IP address. MAC address is a physical address. So IP address can be of static. If I have to show you, let me do one thing. So these are all the network adapters which I am having. If I want to give the IP address for any network adapters, just I will show you. Here, if I go for the properties, TCP IPv4, and then here I can provide the IP address depending upon whatever we require. So this is what obtain IP address automatically means. You are going to get the automatic IPs from the DHCP, or else use the following address means, then you are going to provide the IP address in a static manner. So these are the static IPs and dynamic IPs. But when you go back to the MAC address, the MAC address will be permanent for any time. So if I have to go, I will go to the command prompt and I will give the command as get MAC. If I give this command, sorry, get MAC is that command. If I give this command, automatically it is going to display all the MAC addresses of my computer. So these are all the MAC addresses of my computer, which are the physical addresses. So this is what the MAC address. So MAC address is different from your IP address. Hope you understand. Any doubts? Ramesh, is that clear for you? Yes. Yes. Any doubts again? Guys, come on. The complete floor is yours, and I have to close this session within 3 minutes. If you have any doubts, please go on. So don't get confused about this binary to decimal number system. We will be discussing about that in any ways. We will be discussing about that in the Monday class. Don't worry about that. But please try to calculate these things, these three numbers, and give me the answer in the next class. And one more thing that I want to ask you is that create a WhatsApp group so that we can have the communication with one-on-one, and then we will create a WhatsApp group on Monday so that we can have the clear-cut understanding about what we are going to do, what are the files that I have to share. I will share all the files in that WhatsApp group, and as well as we will be having a Google Drive where I am going to share you all the files regarding your AWS concepts. Don't worry about that. WhatsApp group is for our communication to make sure that how we are going. If you have any doubts, if you have any internal doubts, if one student is having the doubt and he is unable to ask in the question, he can ping me in the WhatsApp. Either I can give you the reply, or else any another candidate can resolve that particular doubt. So that's the reason why we are going for the WhatsApp, but not for the chit chat. Material will be provided in soft copy or hard copy once we pay the fees. Yes, very nice question, guys. So here everything will be practical, not the theoretical one. So the materials will be the soft copy, but one more thing that I want to say is every time I cannot provide the material, but if you want to read the concept, I will show you where you have to read the concept, but still a soft copy will be provided for you. Don't worry about that. Next question. Please share the IP address and decimal Telugu YouTube link. We will go through those ones. Okay, guys. So this is my channel where you will have all the things like IP addresses and all the things. Let me copy, not image. So here you are having the IP address. Just give me a second. There is a concept called as there is this content. In content, if you can see, special IPs, networking basic, all the things are there. Let me do one thing. I will copy this link for you, or else yeah, I'll copy the link for you, and I will give the link. I will give the link over there. You can go through all the things.
Chaitanya.
Yes.
Thanks for our presentation. It's good. One thing I can see that there is one more batch you are conducting for the AWS plus DevOps. So right now, but this batch is only for the AWS. If you want to continue DevOps, we can continue over there, right? After AWS, you are covering same concepts in AWS plus extra DevOps, right?
Yes, exactly.
And also, if any class missed here, we can attend there. Can we attend in there?
Ramesh, thanks for that. But actually, we are planning the DevOps in a different manner. But as of now, all the classes will be online. Whatever the online classes that I'm going to have, all are this for only AWS. But within a month, I'm going to start the DevOps. Okay, so directly that will be AWS. So same concept will be there. Whatever I'm going to teach you, or else whatever I'm going to train you on AWS, the same concept will be there in the AWS and DevOps also. But additionally, we will be adding the DevOps.
Yeah. So we can continue that additional DevOps there, right?
Yes, you can continue. But
and
now
what if I missed any session on a particular day?
You can have the videos, like whatever the video or whatever the classes that I'm going through here. All the classes will be recorded classes, and you can have the videos. Okay. And yeah, and you will be provided with the online sessions and all the things. So sorry, I have to close the session right now. Further, if you have any further queries, you can go through your what I can say. You can go through the channel once. You can have all the links over there. And one more thing is that go through your DurgaSoft trainer or DurgaSoft management, so that they will provide you the entire session videos and all the things. They will help you on all the things. Okay. For developers after AWS, is there any other course to proceed? Yes, of course. DevOps, you can go through that, and as well as you can go through the Python also.
Not related to infra. Okay, not on the DevOps side. Like for example, okay, with the Java background, so as a developer, so here in the AWS, like we'll be learning the basic and up to associate architect level.
Yeah.
But further on the AWS side, other than DevOps, is there anything specially for developers?
Especially, I don't mean for there is any another thing that you can go with. No, it's completely DevOps is completely for developers and operations team. So I can say that you can go and have a tool called as Maven tool like that for the developers. But regarding whatever I am teaching, I am specifically saying, guys, I am not particularly a coding guy, so I don't want. I cannot say that this tool is for developers. But if you can come and ask me in any infrastructure side, yes, I can say you that this particular tool is for infrastructure related things. Sorry about that, but as for the developer perspective, I cannot say this tool is for this particular developer and this tool is for this particular developer. But if you want to learn apart from DevOps, if any developer tool, I don't think there are any developer tools in the cloud which will be only for, like you are saying, like Java or else Python. These are all the tools that you have to learn in the coding. The same tools will not be available in the cloud. So I cannot say that. So sorry about that, but yes.
For any interviews, right, for a developer guy, like asking about the AWS background and the deploying the services on the cloud, which we are covering here, nothing else, right?
Yeah. In the interview perspective, everything will be asked from the same, whatever the concept that we are covering, your interview will be on the same. So you don't need to worry about that. And at the point of the time, whenever I am giving the training, I will say you that this in this perspective, in this point, or else in this concept, the interview questions might be like this. At some point of time, I will be saying that this question is this. The interviewer is going to ask a question on this concept like this. So every time I am going to share you the interview perspective questions also. Don't worry. And Rituja, okay, by completing this AWS course, how many years of experience can we show? You can show 2 years minimum, no worries. So happily, but guys, one thing I want to share you is that AWS is not an alone course. If you want to get any job and if you want to have a very good salary or a very good package, definitely you need to have a knowledge about AWS and DevOps. Every company is not looking for the candidate who is having the knowledge about the DevOps also. So it's an interlinked thing. If you don't understand AWS, and it is very difficult to understand the DevOps. So if you don't understand DevOps and AWS and DevOps, if you don't have the knowledge of AWS and DevOps, then it is very difficult to get a job. So it's a combination. It's a combination thing. AWS and DevOps, you need to have a basic understanding, so that only you can get the job. Sir, here we are only learning AWS in the sense, yes, here you are learning AWS. This is the basic platform to understand the DevOps. If you don't understand AWS, then it is very tricky for you to understand the DevOps also. Sorry, funny, it's a misconception you have gone through. DevOps is not purely for, actually, I will say DevOps is purely for infrastructure related things. I can simply say that. So you are asking that developers, right? It's not completely for developers. Actually, whatever the DevOps that I'm providing the training, it is completely infrastructure part, how you are going to deploy the, or also how you can access GitHub in the infrastructure point of view. How can you access what I can say Docker in infrastructure point of view? How can you access Ansible in the infrastructure point of view? So everything will be infrastructure. So I can make that DevOps look like it is completely for infrastructure, or else somebody can make you look about this is completely in the perspective of developers. Will it be useful for Oracle DPS, database administration? Yes, it might be helpful for you for the Oracle database administration also. If at all, if somebody are writing any code for the Oracle DBA, you can make the versioning in the GitHub, and you can deploy the databases in Docker, or also you can deploy the databases in the form of containers. So yes, it might be helpful for the Oracle DPS also. Yes, any another questions? Yeah, thank you. Hope you understand, guys. So I have merely crossed my time limit also. Actually, the time I have to close the session is by 8 o'clock, but still it is 8:05. So any last and final question, so that I can I am going to terminate the session, and from Monday onwards your session ID will be changing. So you have to contact for the session ID with the DURGASOFT. I got the call also. So that's all for today. Have a nice day. I'm going to stop the session over here. Yep. Thank you.